it launching. Alright, so I moved my ESC as far forward as I could get it. I've got an old 2S 450 milliamp hour LiPo in it that weighs 4 grams heavier than the battery I was flying it with last time I was out. And I've got 2.5 grams of nose ballast weight on it because it turned out that this airframe was significantly tail heavy, guys. Significantly tail heavy. I can't tell if I'm getting any wind mitigation or not. So this stabilizer doesn't do any self-leveling. It's supposed to provide wind mitigation, so it's just manual mode with wind mitigation. And it's about 120 grams all up weight now, maybe about 121 grams all up weight. I'm coming into the wind now. Okay, so let's try out some of the power on this now. So it's got really, really good power. It's not going to have quite as good a slow flight as it had because it's quite a bit heavier. Putting some rudder in it there. A little bit there. See if we can do some roller coaster turns with it. See how it handles that. But I discovered, you know, after I flew this in full manual mode, after replacing that board, I discovered that this thing was significantly tail heavy. So that explains the spiral of death I got with the stock system, because the gyro can only do so much, right? Gyro can only do so much, and it was significantly tail heavy. So you get slow in a turn, the gyro just cannot keep it in the air. So I don't think it was the gyro that was causing the issues. It was just the fact that it was significantly tail heavy. Oh, well, that's a pretty aerobatic one, Cessna 182 now. It's flying more like a Sport Cub now than a Cessna 182. But I also do have to keep the speed up a little bit on it like a Sport Cub too, since now it's so much heavier than it was. Went from 95 grams to about 121 grams, so that's significant weight increase. But it seems to be flying pretty well, doesn't it? In manual mode with just wind mitigation, it seems to perform those roller coaster turns just fine. Certainly seems to have plenty of power, and it's got the stock motor and the stock prop on it, and rolls are a bit slow. And with these old there goes my timer. With these old 2S lipos, I don't even think that I'm getting full power. I don't think they can supply the amps, total amps that are needed on this power system right now. But still seems to have pretty good punch to it, doesn't it? So now it's a very aerobatic, very powerful Cessna 182. I don't know if I'll keep that gyro in it that I've got right now. What I might do is actually put a BOIM in it and a little SBACH receiver. I don't think there's going to be much weight difference. I'll have to make some adapters for the servos for that, but anywho. And then I'll have full stabilized mode so I can fly it in some significant wind and wind mitigation that works very well, and still have a full manual mode. Alright, so let's see if we can bring it in and land it without stalling it, now that it's heavier than it was. Wow, that worked out better than I thought. I think that's proved what I said about it, that it's a really good airframe. I don't know if you'll have any problems with yours with the ESC, but I can tell you that flying it stock, with the 1S setup, my recommendation would be, and let me show you where I've got my ballast weight, because this is where you're going to need to put yours. With this plane stock, I think you need to put 6 grams of nose ballast weight right here on this little raised square right in front of the nose gear. That's where I put my nose ballast weight. That's about as far forward as you can get it. Put 6 grams of nose ballast weight there, and I think you'll find that this airframe is going to be extremely stable with that stock board and gyro. So as long as you don't have a problem with the ESC. Alright, so that's a wrap on this episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time in the TinkerzLab.